Hello and welcome everybody to the Freedom Series Day 4. I'm Kim Calvert and I'm super excited to be back with you guys for the fourth day of this incredible series. I hope you have all been enjoying it okay and have been enjoying the content that we've been providing. There's been lots happening. There is lots more to come, believe it or not. And I'm super excited to be here today to talk about the M word, money. So if that is a topic of interest to you in any shape or form, whether you think, oh, I don't really like talking about money, you shouldn't like money or talk about it, or if you're sitting there going, yep, bring it on, I want more, then today is going to help you, whatever camp that you sit in. Money is a very controversial topic, and it's one that I actually really love to talk about, to give people a really good understanding of what money is. Because in our society, and it doesn't matter where you live, what country you're watching from today, every different cultural paradigm thinks differently about money. You know, you couldn't even find 10 people in the street that have the exact same beliefs around money. And that's ultimately why we all earn different amounts. So if you're interested in multiplying your income, which, to be completely honest, guys, this is what's going to give you freedom. Money doesn't make you happy. Money just makes you more of what you are. But when you have more of it, you can live the life that you want. You can make the choices that you want, not need, but want. You can also help other people to a magnitude that you just aren't capable of doing, possibly with the money that you have. Okay, so today is going to be a great day. Now, as always, I want to do a bit of a recap on what we learned yesterday, and so that all feeds in and just develops your awareness and understanding as we've been going through the days. So really what we've learned up until now is that mindset is really where we've got to be thinking about if we want to improve our results and performance in any area of life. Okay, I've been really emphasizing that because I work with such a large range of individuals. And just yesterday, I found out this is just such an awesome win, and I'm totally going to share it. One of my clients over in LA has just been able to sign a deal doing makeup at Fashion Week in Paris. How awesome is that? So I just want to say a big up to you, Phoebe, if you're watching. I just think that's incredible. That's a goal, like that's a C-type goal. You know, working at Paris Fashion Week. Probably not something I personally love, but I just think it's absolutely incredible and I'm blown away. If you guys haven't listened to Lindsay interviewing one of our clients last night, Siobhan Crother, you got to go on to the Dynamite Effect page and watch it. I am so proud of Siobhan because it was so raw, it was so real, you know, single mom, kids under 1 and 11-year-old, and I think there's another wee one under 1, and she's making it happen. And she's no different to you or I. And I love the comment that she made. You always think, you know, on the other side of the fence, oh, that's all businessy stuff. That's all for like big, important people or, you know, entrepreneurs. And it's really not. And that's been my life mission so far. I'm pretty young, I'm only 33, but my mission so far is bringing this content to people like you and me. Because this is why there's only 3% of the population ever really making it happen. Now, you'll see that 3% in different industries. Perhaps you're in network marketing or you're in a sales corporation or even in sports. There's always a few at the top in any organization, doesn't matter where you go, a few at the top that are really making it happen. And they're earning a lot more than the people in the other percentage. And yet that can't make sense. Because if we're all in the same, let's say, sales organization or business or whatever it is, sports, you're all learning the same things. You're all getting trained the same customers, same products. Why is there always people thriving at the top and they seem to do less and they seem to work less and they seem to have all the confidence? Well, that's because they have a different mindset. That's it. Success is 95% mindset, 5% strategy. It's not about the strategies. It's not about, you know, panicking right now and going, I need to get my business online and get it on Facebook. Yeah, you probably do. And that's what today is all about, leading in the new economy. But before you go anywhere near that stuff, the strategies, the doing, You've got to change your thinking. That is really what is governing your behavior. And that's what we studied yesterday. We learned all about paradigms. Paradigms are a collection of habits and beliefs. And the way you want to think about it is they're conditioned all through your life. From a little bit of mom, a little bit of dad, genetically programming how you see the world, and then your environmental conditioning. So what's going on the outside or people around you that are bringing you up. That's what really has created the basis of how you view the world. Okay, now that is so huge because a lot of people don't know that. I did not know that. I just thought I just did what I did. And then because I actually had a limited mindset, I didn't think about goals. I didn't think that it was possible for me. Because when you have a limited mindset, you've got limited confidence. They all, it all hangs around the same. You'll also have limited ideas and you won't really be used to using your imagination. So when you don't have ideas and you don't have confidence, this is where money comes into play. So I teach people how to multiply their income, but yet we never really talk about money. And that's what I want you to listen to today, because I don't know who you are, but I do know you want more freedom in your life. I also believe, and I've said this through the 3 days, I also believe you're worth more. You also know, even if you don't believe you're worth more, because there'll be some people out there don't think they're worth more. But I think if we were to look at the amount of work you're doing, time away from family, whatever, sacrifices that you've made, and I'm sure that you have, are you getting out what you feel justifies the amount of time you're trading, which is ultimately your life? Now, if you're not content with that, you've got to listen up today. You've got to take action from today. I'm not going to give you, in 1 hour, the magic potion that's going to make you millions. And you probably don't want millions. Most people just want to have a little bit more so that they can do the things they want to do. They can have more freedom and experience life. Live in their dream home. Be able to finish up the back room that maybe you've said you've been doing for a year. I think we all have a room in the house. You just don't want to go there. But that's what you want to do. So why are you not doing it? I just don't think that's fair. I don't think that we need to settle. I think we need to rethink how we've been thinking and start to realize actually how money operates. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm very excited about today's, because usually this is where like light bulbs come in for people and they go, oh, right. Money isn't this big, bad, evil thing that we shouldn't love. And I'm not saying that you should love money. I'm also not saying you should hate it. You just don't make money the master of your life. You're the master of your life. Money is a servant. That's the way you want to get it. And if you get it the wrong way around and you become the servant and money becomes the master, well then, yeah, you are going down a path where money is definitely not going to make you happy. But that's something we hear all the time. Money doesn't make you happy. No, it doesn't. If you're a happy person, you're going to be happy. If you're a sad person, you're going to be sad. Money just multiplies and kind of magnifies who you are. It's not money's fault, okay? And I always say to my clients, if we sometimes talk to our friends the way that we think or project our feelings towards money, I don't think our friends would stay around too long. Like I grew up in a home, wonderful, loving, Christian home that I was taught good values and I was taught to work hard. Okay, I've shared this with you in day one. But when it came to money, you just didn't talk about it. You don't tell anybody what you're earning. You don't talk about, you don't want to, need too much. And, you don't want to be, it's just that I don't even know if there's specific words. I think you all know what I mean. There's this feel around it, okay? But we got to ask ourselves, why? Why is it such a taboo subject sometimes? And yet it's what everybody wants. And it's what's on everybody's mind, whether that's in a positive way or a negative way. Like right now, we are moving into a new economy. brand new economy. Now, what I want you to understand about that is that the money doesn't change. The money never changes. There's the same amount of money that there ever was and there ever will be. And what you're going to learn today is how that is. Because money's energy. And when you start to think of it that way, wow, do things change. That's what allowed me to completely quantum leap my financial situation. And I did it through serving and helping other people. That's what I do. And you've got to understand, money is earned. It's not made. You don't make money unless you work in Fort Knox or you live in the prison system. Okay? So you can't make money, you earn money. Money is from services rendered. That is how you earn money. So it really comes down to how you operate, which comes back to your mindset. So what we discovered yesterday and what we've been leading you down this path this week is that you want to have goals, but you've got to understand why you feel sometimes there's gaps. Why does it feel sometimes like there's a tug of war going on in your mind? Why does it feel sometimes like you've got all of these ideas? Like, I don't doubt that you watching right now, you have got some ideas and you're sitting on a gold mine. But then we've got to ask yourself, why are we sitting on it? And it always usually comes back to fear, security. And what I've been saying for years and what I'll continue to say is that there is never security in a job or in anything outside of you. Security is an inside job. Really remember that. You're in control, nobody else. And that's a great thing. And that might, kind of scary at the start. It kind of was like, oh, right, okay, I'm in charge. But it's just because you're not used to feeling that way. You're not used to feeling empowered. You're not used to feeling the confidence of stepping out and going with what you want. But when you do, when you change those habits and you change those beliefs at a root level, which is where all our results are coming from in life, then you make radical change. And you know what is awesome about it? It becomes a new habit. Imagine you were to think of just 2 habits that you know of right now that are holding you back in life, in any area. Like 2 common ones that I hear about is procrastination and the inability to make a decision. And they're kind of 2 of the one thing. Imagine you were just to change that. Imagine you started to really become productive and effective and creative in whatever area that you're in. And if you don't know what you want to be in, then that's okay. We figure that out first. But sometimes you've got to peel the layers of the onion, so to speak, and build the confidence before you can even think in possibilities. That's why in our program and Thinking into Results, over 6 months, we're taking you on a journey, personal journey, professional journey, because they both completely tie in together. And when it comes to money and what we're going to talk about today, I really think you're going to see how everything I've been talking about leading up to this really starts to make sense and click in together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my drawing pad as always, and we're going to really just focus in on what I've been saying all this week and how you can really just deepen your awareness and understanding around it. I love to draw. I hope that you're appreciating my messy writing. I apologize for that, but that's how I can teach the best. Okay, so let's just think about what we have understood and everything I just kind of said. We showed you the stick person most days this week. Stick person being a representation of your mind. And we know that the mind has got 2 parts of interest when it comes to success. We've got the subconscious and we've got the subconscious. Sorry, the conscious and the subconscious. Okay. Now, let me just get my pen. What we also learned is that the conscious part of your mind controls 2 to 4% of what you do. Subconscious controls 97 to 98% of what you do. Okay. We also discovered that our results in life, which is what we're here and interested about, are a direct reflection of your habits and your beliefs. And what we know that as is a paradigm. Okay, so this is a collection of habits, and this is a collection of beliefs. That's what's going on in the most important part of your mind. The most important, why? Because that's what actually triggers you to move into action. Okay? So this is why we procrastinate, because we think about doing something, or we think of a goal or whatever it may be. And if it's not in harmony with your paradigm, your habits and your beliefs, what happens is you don't do it. You procrastinate. Why? Because, well, your thought power really only controlled 2 to 4%. And what happened is the paradigms, your habit was, no, you procrastinate. And since that has more ownership over your behavior, that is what rules the roost. Okay? To what you're capable of. And you always want to remember, this is not just us saying that you have awful results. I do not care what your current results are, to be completely honest, because I know it's nowhere to where you can be. And I say that from a place of love, okay? Not from ego. So we look at your results, and then next thing that happens is, and what I've been teaching you over these days is, we have got senses. Sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell. Now these senses, unfortunately, is what we trust the most. That is the part of us that's connected to the conscious mind. And your senses are always picking up what is in harmony with your paradigm. So it's like a filter. That's how you want to think of it. It's like a filter in which you're seeing the world. Lens of lack, lens of abundance. Now, when we live by our senses, and let's just say this one's sight, and we continue to see results we don't want, we start to then think negatively about the thing or the person or the situation. Now that is in harmony with your paradigm. So get this, that will be in harmony with your paradigm, because these are the same results that your paradigm created. So now this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. See, I knew I couldn't do that. Well, you can. You thought, your belief was, I can't do that. Then you see the results that that thought created, and that creates the new thought, which then creates another behavior. So you can start to see, you just start going around in cycles, because it's the paradigm, your habits and your beliefs. That's the energy part of you. That's the emotional mind. That is what is sending out into the world every second of every day. We talked about a word that is vitally important called attitude. And your attitude is your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions all put together. And what we explained is attitude is the energy, basically, the energy that you give out. Now, I want to expand that just slightly right now, because when it comes to energy and it comes to quantum physics, which is what we're teaching, this isn't just pie in the sky. This is absolutely the only way the mind works. So you really want to understand that this is quantum physics. We can't just change it. So this energy that we're giving out is this little arrow, okay? And I taught you about a law called the law of cause and effect. You can look it up. And that states that everything that goes out this way will come back this way in equal and opposite. Okay, I have Newton's cradle here on my desk. And if you can see the little picture of me, if I lift one little ball up to the right and swing it, I'll get one at this side. Now, if I swing 2 or 4 all together, I get the same number at the other side coming back. So that's just a demonstration of the law of cause and effect. So your energy is going out, and the same energy you're attracting back. Okay, that's where results are created. So that energy you're attracting back, it's not like a force field where you're walking out and a wave of energy hits you. It's people contacting you. Joe, I just thought about you. I've got a great idea. It is you being able to attract high quality clients into your business. See, this is where it comes to creating more money. You can decide what you want that energy to be going out. You can be so precise in your energy. You can literally tune it to be on a frequency that will always give you back what is on that frequency. I want you to really think about that. You can tune the energy of your attitude by working on your mindset, tune it into the frequency, which is what energy lives on, so everything operates, and then you will attract everything that is on that frequency. That's why sometimes when the 10 people said you were awesome and one person said you weren't awesome, you were tuned into the frequency of the one person. The 10 are there, but you ignore them. What is real for you is that one person. And I want you to think of that as there are 10 opportunities in front of you right now. There are hundreds of opportunities right now, but maybe you just keep seeing the same thought patterns, the same results coming up day after day. And when you're not growing as a person and you don't have a goal that you're going in the pursuit of, then you as a spiritual being, being a creative being, able to create and think and operate at all higher levels and enjoy what life is all about, you'll start to go backwards. You'll start to feel tired. When's the last time that you were really happy, everything was going great, and you felt fatigued at the same time? It doesn't happen. Can you even remember the last time you were really, really happy? But I'm sure we can remember the times we're fatigued. So you see, when we're not in alignment with ourselves, with our potential, moving towards a goal to have purpose in life, when you're moving like that, the energy is incredible. You're skipping down the street and the lights are going green and you want to kiss the little lady walking her dog. You're just having the best day. We've all had days like that, where you're just in flow. Imagine living like that all of the time, instead of up and down and up and down. And that all comes into tuning your attitude to the frequency that you want. Now, that's the key. Now, you might say, but Kim, I don't know what I want. Well, you do. You just are practicing you don't know. And this is where, and this is essential to do that, is we've got to shut off the senses. Now, I'm not saying walk around with your eyes shut. I'm not saying be naive and don't look at results as feedback to help you navigate. Okay, don't just like get bills in and go, no, we're not paying them. I'm saying don't get emotional about them, because what's happening is every time we look at results we don't like in our life, we are giving energy to something, a subject. When you give energy to any subject, that subject expands. Okay, so I want you to realize that where attention and focus goes, energy flows. Write that down. Okay, now what you've got to realize is you could give negative attention and focus, or you could give positive attention and focus. Okay. Now, this is what I help people do, because it is sometimes very difficult when you don't understand how to use the mindset that you have to see stuff that's going on in life and go, yay, great. I mean, it's right there, Kim. I don't have the money in the bank. The business isn't doing well. Or I've hit a glass ceiling. I've tried everything. No, you haven't tried everything. You might have tried everything with your current mindset, which is only ever going to get you the same stuff. Why not change the thinking, the energy that drives the behavior, and operate on a higher level? But to do that, we must stop looking at our current results and talking about it, moaning about it. And I know sometimes it's hard not to. But the key is you've got to start to learn to understand that there are 6 mental muscles that you have. This is what we teach, how to actually tap into that mindset. Start to think instead of respond. When we live through our senses, we are responding, and we're responding to life. And that could go any way. It's like a leaf in the wind. What we've got to do is start to change the paradigms that are blocking us, habits and beliefs, change them. What is the results that you want? What do you need to believe? What are the habits that are needed? That's what I help people do. Clear out the old paradigm, the old habits and beliefs, and help them rewire that subconscious programming so that they now start to have new beliefs that are in service of them. And this is not brainwashing, this is brain cleansing, okay? Some of your beliefs are not serving you. So we've now got to think about money. What is your attitude towards money? What do you think? Like, I want everyone right now, whether you're in the portal or whether you're in the Facebook page, I want you to type in the comments box the first thought or emotion that you get, or feeling. Like, how do you feel when I say money? When you think about money, what comes up into your mind? Type into the chat box and let me know. I want to know what is the feeling or the word or the image or whatever. It doesn't matter. Type it in, let me know. Okay? Now, if anybody, and you'll all have said different things, but you got to look at what everyone's saying. If you said something that was a little bit more negative, like broke or sick or don't like it or guilty or root of all evil, whatever it could be, right? If it's on the negative side of things, that's what we call your point of attraction. Okay? If you said something prosperous, abundant, love it, good, anything in the positive realm, that's also your point of attraction. And what that means is, if we bring up the stick person again, in here, in your paradigm, we mentioned this the other day, you have what we call a self-image. And that is how you see you. Okay? And it's in the emotional part of your mind. So when we say the word money, or with your senses, you see opportunities to make money, or you hear people like me talking about money, whatever's going on outside of you about money, what are the thoughts that go through your mind? And then what are the feelings that they're creating in the subconscious? Because whatever the feeling is, that is the energy that you're putting out. And that is the energy that's going to come back. Why? Because anything we give energy to expands. Think of the magnifying glass. If you put that on a sheet of paper and the sunbeam comes through the magnifying glass, it's magnified the sunbeam into a white hot bead. Because that is on paper, which is flammable, it burns. Now that's just energy, and it's called the law of transmutation of perpetual energy, if you want to be really geeky. It's energy moving from one form into another. And when you exclusively focus energy on anything, it grows, it expands. So you've got to then think, what are you thinking about money? Are you thinking about the lack of it? Or are you thinking about opportunities and ways to make it and create it and earn it and use it? So what you think about money is going to determine how much money you've got in your bank account. Now, what we've got to realize are these thoughts are going to be predetermined by what your belief system is around money, around what your habits are around money. Why? Because that's the larger part of your mind that is kind of the housekeeper. It dictates kind of what you're seeing in the world. So if you have beliefs that maybe you're in business, maybe you're in sales, if you don't like salespeople, if you don't like being salesy, if you don't like selling, you're not gonna sell. That's the bottom line. You can go out and follow all the procedures. You can go out and wear the same navy suit and shiny shoes, but you're just not going to make it happen. And it's not fair to you because you want to make it happen. And I've met lots of people out there that you've now decided you want to go out on your own in your business and you're so passionate about what you do and you love it and you could talk about it all day. But my goodness, when it comes to charging for something that you've done, a lot of people are working for free. That's not fair. And yet it's very interesting that we can work for an employer and take a wage, but when we start to work for ourselves, who's going to pay me? That's self-image. That's a belief system that you have around you. But you can change that. I changed that. I didn't know how to do what I do now. This is why, like when I go in and work with like car salesmen or different companies, there's always these top people doing really well and they're doing all the same things. The only difference is how they see themselves. And I explained that self-image, you cannot outperform it and you cannot outwork it. So don't be out there taking action, because your self-image, your paradigm isn't in harmony with what you're doing. So you're just going to keep getting the results that you're not liking. And then you might misinterpret that and go, see, I can't do it. That's not fair. You got to stop doing that to yourself if you're doing that to yourself. And I know a lot of people, I work with sales organizations globally, multi-million-dollar companies and local companies here and across Europe. And they all experience this. So I know what I'm talking about. And if you're sitting here today going, oh no, I'm amazing at sales, great. But you know what happens when I go and talk to those 3% who are the top and I say, how do you do what you do? They can never tell me. Those people at the top that are doing really well, and don't get me wrong, they get stuck too because there's always more. So if you feel you're maybe at a glass ceiling and you just can't get it over anymore, or you feel like, well, you're the best salesperson, don't limit yourself by saying you're the best. You want to automatically go and hang around other people that are better than you. Because if you're the best, you can start to go down a very slippery slope. Bob always talks about it saying, don't drink your own bathwater, but that's really gross. Being successful is actually when you're at the most vulnerable because you got to keep it up. Then your mind starts to go. And a lot of people get to the top by taking a lot of action and then they can't keep it up because it's way too much. So I don't know what category you're, I'm just trying to cover them all. But if you're at the top and you don't know why you're a success, and many people don't, you cannot share it with others. It's non-transferable. You can't duplicate that. And that's why people like myself are so valuable going into companies and organizations. I'm working with entrepreneurs and people are starting up their businesses because I understand that when you start to really check in at what we call your financial thermostat, and you start to believe different things about you, different things about money, when you start to change your belief system about money, about your work, about your confidence, about your ability, all of those things, then you start to attract higher quality clients, the right team members, the right people. I had one guy join me this year, it was last year, and he came on to work with us in Thinking into Results. He's in the financial industry, and his goal was to bring in 6 million of investments in the year. And within the second month, he attracted 12 million of business in a day. I think it was a Tuesday. Now, it wasn't because somebody just rolls up and goes, here you go. It's because he started to work his business. He wasn't working in the business anymore. He was working on the business. He was starting to have more confidence. He was starting to raise his vibration to attract better investors, better connections, masterminding with people who are making it happen. More productive, less procrastination, more energy. That's where this all happens. So you've really got to understand that money is not this big bad thing. Money is for all of us to have. All of us, every single one of us can be rich. But it's what you think about. Even that word, rich, how does that make you feel? You see, I believe that being rich isn't anything really to do about money. Being rich in life is living life the way you want to live it. And I say it that way because nobody should be deciding how you live your life. Not me, not your partner, not your parents, nobody. You want to be in control of your life because it's your life. I didn't know how I could do what I wanted to do. But when I started to change the financial thermostat, and what is a financial thermostat? The way I think of it, if you can imagine in your mind a spirit level, I'm sure you all know what a spirit level is. That's my attempt of drawing one. And the wee bubble is always in the middle when it is straight. Okay, so I just want you to think of that for a moment. Now, your financial thermostat is basically your set point for the amount of money that you earn. Okay, if you want to know what your set point is, just look over the last couple of years, what you earn, and you will see that it always kind of averages out in and around the same. Now, you may have had promotions, you may have had, in recent times, losses, but I'm talking about averaging it out and just getting a bit of a general gist. What you won't see, probably, I hope you do, maybe you're one of our clients or you've had a great year, but you're not normally going to see a huge quantum leap. Like when I was earning 35,000 as a nurse, and it was a great job, and I'm so proud to have done that. It was a part of my life that was wonderful and was excellent at that time. It just wasn't what I wanted moving forward. But then I was earning 35,000, and that for me limits what you can do. Yeah, I felt guilty. I felt bad. What are people going to think? But you know what? It's my life. It's your life. And we've got to stop worrying about what other people think. Because I'll tell you now, you can never please them. When I had no money, people didn't take me seriously. When I have money, people don't want to take you seriously because now you've got money. You just can't win, okay? Now, I'm glad that I only attract people who get what we're really talking about. Being rich in life is having health, is having fulfillment, is knowing your purpose, is tapping into your inner being and living life the way you want to live it. That's being rich. And the thing that we're showing you is money is a byproduct of that. When you're happy, when you're fulfilled, when you're going after what you want, money is a byproduct. It's like you can't help it come into your life. So let's not focus about money. Let's focus about you. Okay. So you have a thermostat, you have a set point. And what I was saying is the self-image is what sets that. That's your financial thermostat. For me, it was 35K per annum. Okay. That was my thermostat. Didn't matter if I worked extra hours, didn't matter if I did banking shifts, didn't matter if I had a side job. No matter what happened, I always came out roughly about the same. Can you resonate with that? So let's think of this spirit level and let's say, okay, and you just have to use your imagination. Let's say it goes off the scale. Okay. And now suddenly you've got, I don't know, an extra bonus in your pay, or you did work extra shifts and the money came in. Whew, the money goes up. Do you know, have you ever noticed that in those months when you get paid more, or you just happen to have a wee bit of surplus, suddenly something comes back in to bring you straight into harmony again? Type yes if that has happened to you. If you have been sitting and suddenly there's more money, suddenly it's gone pretty quickly. Can you resonate? Yes. Okay, good. Now, then there's the times where the money goes up the other way and we're tilted this way. We're off kilter again because this month you don't have enough money in the bank account, or something's coming up and you don't know how you're going to pay for it. But again, I'm sure you can all think of times where something happened, don't know what it was, but you just had enough. If this is resonating with you, please type into the chat box and say, yes, I resonate with this. So no matter what happens, and this happens in businesses, you'll have months that explode, and then you'll have some quieter months, but it always evens itself out. And that is ultimately the law of rhythm, which is something that we teach. But what we've got to realize is it always comes back to a set point. So whatever you are programmed to earn, again, you can go out and take more action. You can go out and start a different business. It doesn't matter the business that you're in. Your money does not come from your employer. Your money comes through your employer. Okay? Really realize that. I just don't earn money, good money, because I do this. There's lots of people that do this. It's got nothing to do with what you do. Okay? It's got to do with how you do it. And the reason is because of one of the universal laws that I'm going to share with you. And this is called the law of compensation. Now, are you even aware that there are universal laws governing you and the amount of money you earn and the ability of service that you give? If you don't know that, then you're making it really hard for yourself. You're leaving money on the table. There's so much abundance for you. Okay, but like everything in this world, we've got to operate by universal law. And that's what we teach through our programs. This is how we teach people how to work with ease, flow, and joy. Because when you work with the universal laws, and this isn't woohoo, this is science, then everything just starts to work. Everything starts to speed up, but yet slow down at the same time. So the law of compensation is the law that governs the amount of money that you earn. So if you don't know this law, I'm glad that I'm here to share it with you today, because this is essential to understanding how this money thing works, okay? So the first law, or the first part of this, is there needs to be a need for what you do, okay? I'll explain these in a second. 2, it's going to come down to your ability to do the job. And 3, you're going to have to be difficult to replace, okay? This is the law that governs the amount of money you earn. So in whatever you're doing or whatever you're thinking about starting, you've got to ask yourself, is there a need for this service or product? If the answer is yes, and it usually is, we tick that. Second question, what is your ability to give the service or provide the product? Okay. And then third, you've got to be difficult to replace. Now, when you really think about this, actually what we realize is the most important one is your ability to do the job. Because if you look after that, the need is always there, or the company or business or product wouldn't exist. There's always a need. It all comes down to, if you get good at it, then you're going to be hard to replace. So we can actually then tick that one as well. The only thing is your ability to do the job. So what do you think that comes back down to? Paradigms. That's what it will come down to. If you want to be the best, if you want to lead your field, if you want to lead in this new economy, if you want to take whatever that gift that you know that you have and turn it into something to serve other people, then all we've got to work on are your habits and your beliefs around yourself, around money, around sales, around a whole load of stuff. But it's all mindset. Every single part of it comes down to mindset. Also, when you want to be difficult to replace and you want to be the number one in the world, perhaps, it's not just about getting rid of old habits that don't serve you. You've got to realize that when you tap into those little mental muscles that I was talking about, 6 higher mental faculties, I'll just keep them down here. So let me just draw this for you. When you start, so here's where the ability kind of element takes place, your habits, your beliefs. But on top of that, when you start to tap into the 6 mental higher faculties, and one of those is the imagination, your ability to create, then you're going to have more creative ideas. Now that's huge if you're wanting to really take it up to the 3% next level. Okay. This is critical if you're wanting, this is critical in every industry, whether you're a network marketer, whether you're a coach, whether you're in sales, doesn't really matter what industry you're in. The more creative you can become, that will equal to better service and value to your customer. And believe it or not, this is the most important thing that you should ever be thinking about. All I ever think about is how can I serve my clients better? How can I give more value? How can I provide things like this Freedom Series for people for totally free? And what I'm giving you for these 5 days should cost thousands. But I want you to have the same chance that I had. I want you to be able to experience those dreams and those goals that you know that you want. But money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't fall out of the sky. You have got to earn it. And if you want to earn it, in my opinion, the best way is to create your own business. Yeah, you can work in a job, but a job is only going to pay you so much. But what I want to explain to you now is there are only 3 money-making strategies in this world. That's it. Only 3. Okay? And you're going to be in one of these categories. Okay? We've got M1, we've got M2, and we've got M3. All right? Now, M3 is the worst money-making strategy. Okay? And unfortunately, it is what pretty much 96% of the population are doing. Okay? And this is time over money. Okay? Now that is not going to work if you want to start multiplying your income and having more time on your hands. Why? Because saturation. There's only so many hours in a day and you only get paid for what you earn. And this is why this is not a great strategy, because people think that time is money. Totally false. Money is money, time is time. Okay, that's it. You cannot put the two together. We've been conditioned to believe that time equals money because we've lived in this M3 strategy for most of our lives. Our mom and dads worked. Their mom and dads worked. That's just what you do. That's what I thought you do. Okay, but it's not going to work. It's great, and you can still have a job if that's your passion. But if you want to multiply, you need to have a couple of other things. Second strategy. This is where we invest money for money. Okay. 3% of the population are really making that happen. Now, that's a great strategy, but it sucked for me because I had no money. Okay. I had £4.20 in my pocket 4.5 years ago. So trading money for money was not going to work for me. Okay. There are great systems out there. We teach people this, and you can definitely make that work for you. We've one client who's just brought her income, which will come to her in a couple of years' time, over $1 million recurring a month, or a year, sorry. Maybe it is a month. I'll ask her. Either way, I'm sure she's pretty happy. And she's built this. She's built all this work up. And she's investing money for money. Now, for me, that just wasn't going to work. I didn't have any, right? But the best strategy, and this is what the 1% are really doing. This is where you have multiple streams of income. You multiply you in less time. Now, this is a concept that we teach. This is a concept that I'd probably say 75% of our clients have now started to do, where they have passive income. That might be more familiar for you. Setting up multiple sources that work for you when you're sleeping. Like I get paid multiple times, even as I'm sitting here speaking to you. Now, I'm not saying that to impress you or go look at me. I'm saying it is pretty cool. And I learned how to do it, and I did it, and it works. Now, if I'm a bad person for wanting to share that to more people that were in my position, then I'm sorry, but I am going to share it with people. because this is what we need right now. You've maybe realized your job is not secure. Maybe you've realized your business isn't secure. Maybe you've just realized this isn't what you want and you are at a crossroads. Maybe you're sitting there terrified of all of this going, I don't get it. I mean, well, that's also okay. What I want everybody to realize is wherever you're at, whatever you earn, it doesn't define who you are and the potential that you have. But if you want more and you're serious about wanting more, then all you've got to do is find somebody that can teach you. Somebody who's demonstrated by results, they know what they're doing. That's what I did. That's why I've now dedicated my life to being a mentor, to guide people, support them through this process. Because what you've got to realize, especially when it comes to money, that's definitely not an R, real wealth equals ideas plus energy. Write that down. If you really want to create more income and more time in your life, it's always going to come down to the ideas that you have and the energy in which you back them. It's no good just to have the ideas. And what I want you to realize is your ideas are on a conscious level. That's why you may have been like me. For years, I had all these ideas up on boards and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I had a million notebooks, but the ideas never got planted in the very part of my mind that they could only bear fruit. I just had ideas. I was scattering seeds on dead ground until Bob Proctor showed me the exact steps and I just followed. And I just went, you know what? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Help. Just show me it. And my mentality, honestly, at that time was, I don't want millions. If I could just replace my income, if I could just get a wee bit more, I'd be happy. And that's where I started. I just wanted a wee bit more. And I'm not saying that you get greedy. You do not get greedy. I am not a greedy person at all. I'm probably one of the most giving people because that's one of the concepts you'll learn. Money must circulate. If you're hoarding money, if you're keeping money for a rainy day, then expect it to rain. Money is energy and it must circulate in our life. We have done so much incredible things because I've got money. I've been able to help family in ways that I couldn't even explain. I've been able to build an entire village in Africa for 70 families. And again, I'm not saying this to bum and blow about me. It wasn't even me, it was my clients. We gave a certain amount of our proceeds into it. So it wasn't me. It's this way of thinking. And this is what you've got to realize. Are you hanging around people that think on the level that you kind of need to be getting onto? Do you know people that talk like this? Do you know people that have multiple sources of income? Do you know people that have got results that you would like? Or is everyone around you kind of the same as you? There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not criticizing them. I didn't just ditch my friends when I got into this, but what I did do for my friends was started to learn this, started to apply it. And everything that I've showed you up until now, I'm only just gleaning over the surface. There's so much more to this. But you've got to realize you're attracting everything into your life. Everything that you are achieving. So if you're in business right now, there's never been a more important time to have this understanding, because selling, and everybody's in sales, whether you're selling an idea to your husband, to your kid, to get you to watch this for an hour, everybody's in sales. And sales is about attitude, the energy in which we give out. If you want high quality clients coming to you, if you want to attract people, like imagine, I've never in my life cold called a customer. I don't want a cold call. It's not my style. I don't like it. I made the decision when I was building my new financial thermostat that people are just going to come to me. And I truly believe, hand on heart, that if I stick to what I'm here to do, serve and give value to others and put that good out into the world, I never have to worry about what I'm getting. I never worry about what I'm going to get, because it's not about getting, it's about growing. Now imagine you could get back into maybe your business for the very reason that you got into it, to create freedom, to create financial choices that you can make for your friends and family, to serve other people and give value. That's what you want to do. That's what everybody wants to do. And if you're sitting there today and you're maybe in a job and you'd love to go out and give service and value, we can help you build that. You might think all we do is talk about the mind. No, we do not. We talk about everything. We can show you how to take one idea and move it into you're making money and you're in business. If business isn't what you're into and you want to just work on developing you or attract your perfect partner, this stuff still applies. Because if you don't love you, you're never going to attract somebody into your life that is going to love you. I learned that the hard way. I never loved me. I never liked me. So I kept attracting people that didn't love me and didn't treat me great. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you know what? It was all me. I could blame, I could shout, I could moan, I could point fingers, but ultimately I attracted them. So it's me that has to change that. I don't get upset about it. I don't beat myself up about it. I just go, what do I want? So I want you to think today, what is it that you want? Have you even thought about the detail of what you want in terms of finances? Because that's what today is about. Maybe you haven't been thinking about the money. Maybe you don't even know what money you want to earn. Well, there's the first thing. Oftentimes when we get to chat to people, I go, okay, what would you like? What's this about? And it's never about the money. It's about the lifestyle. It's about the freedom. But money is needed. Money is important. Despite what anybody says, you cannot say money's not important. You can't ring up your mortgage lender and go, I'm sorry, I don't think money's important. It's a bad thing. So I'm just not going to pay you this month. That doesn't work. All right. Money is important. So this is a serious topic. And it's a topic right now that we need to be thinking about more than ever. So I want you to think today, if I could earn any amount of money in the world, and you don't need to know how, and I'm going to finish tomorrow on that. You just need to know, what do you want? And just don't listen to that wee voice for a minute and pick a figure. And then the game and what I teach, and you won't get it through this 5 days, what we're showing you is what's possible. If you want the roadmap, like we literally have an entire roadmap in Thinking into Results that guides you with Bob Proctor, all his teachings over 60 years, and then me to help you multiple times a week, work through that, build it, support you, give you accountability. Because without accountability, you're not going to stretch as much as you can. You can have anything. And when you decide what you want, then what we do is we plot the course on what you need to do, what you need to think, what you need to change, what you need to create. That all comes. And then it's like, oh, I could do this and then I could do that, because you start to think on a higher level. And you're also masterminding with other people. That was one thing Siobhan said last night. The energy on the calls are just insane. So I want you today to really think about, what is it costing you not to really take this seriously in your life and really start to think about what you're doing and how you're getting the results you're getting. You don't need money right now. You just need to start to think about, I need to make a decision. Because we all spend the money, we all spend the time, but we never get what we really want. And I know you deserve it. I know that you know that you're worth more than what you get paid. And I know that you've got great ideas, and I know that you're passionate about them. But why not? Let's just go for it. Why not just literally decide, yeah, I'm going to step out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to really build this. I'm going to discover who I am. I'm going to do this right. Because I'm telling you now, with this new economy that we're moving into, you got to understand money. You got to understand that there's actually no lack in this world. Everything is energy. And when you move into a place of understanding, you won't be afraid to step out on yourself. But we've got to close those gaps first. We've got to build that vision, and then we've got to plot the course, and then we've got to take the first step. Okay? So I really hope you've enjoyed today, guys. I thoroughly have. I could sit here all day and talk to you. I want you to take this opportunity now to click the link below and book a call with our team. Have a conversation. Let us help you. You listened to Lindsay and Siobhan last night, and you had Emma on the other night. You'll either be speaking to Emma or Lindsay. You might even get to speak to me. So make a decision. What could that even do for you? 45 minutes specifically talking about you and your situation. You don't have to do anything after it, but at least give yourself the opportunity. That's what we do. We share, then we talk to you, and then if it's a fit for you, great. If it's not, we find something else or we say goodbye. We are not in this to just get. We are in this so passionately because we know it works. We've seen it time and time and time and time again. We're going to have lots more people come in and share, because I think it's important that you hear from people that are just like you. All right. So if you're in the portal, there is a little sidebar where you can book a call. So please get that in. It's totally free. If you're in the Dynamite Effect page, we'll also put it into the comments and you can go through there. Just make that one decision this week. We're 2-3 weeks into the new year. I'm telling you now, that one phone call could be the absolute pivoting point for you, your business, your family, your health, and everything else. So I look forward to hopefully talking to you. And if you've got questions, guys, please pop any questions in wherever you want. We'll find them. There is a question submission part in the portal. So pop your questions in. Some people were saying, I'm not sure it's working. But what makes me laugh is that was the submission of the question. Not sure if this is working. So it is working. All right. So pop it in, pop your questions in. I'm going to do a wee bonus call next week and get you on and we'll answer some questions. But for that, we're done for today. Tomorrow is our last day, applying faith. Such a brilliant end to this incredible 5 days. Let me know what you've thought of the 5 days. Get more people in. Let's spread this. If that's something that we do, we spread good news. And there's no better time to need it than right now. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 12 o'clock. And we'll take it there and finish off strong. Bye-bye.